So, why don't you tell people what happened to you today, and then we'll talk about it. I'll tell you what I found out.
Okay, earlier this afternoon, I got a phone call from a number that I didn't recognize. It was from 7 Mile, Ohio, and I thought it was my insurance company because I had a slight fender bender while on vacation. And I answered it. It's a woman's voice, and I said hello. She said hello. I was like hello. She goes, "Who's this?" I'm like, "Who's this?" And she repeated herself, and I was like, "You called me." And she goes, "Is this Judy?" I was like, "Yeah, Judy what?" I'm like, "I don't feel comfortable giving my last name." And then she said my maiden last name. And I was like, "That's my maiden last name." And I heard a male in the background, and then the call ended.
Could you hear what the guy said in the background?
Nope. I could probably guess that he said to hang up.
Yeah.
So then I called Holly to see if we know anybody from 7 Mile. We did a three-way call to calling the number back. It rang once and then went to voicemail. And it sounded like the male voice said Matt.
Yep. So, there's somebody that that we all know on here. I'm not going to say who it is, but he did a search of the phone number, and because he's got more fingers involved than the normal person. The phone number is from Cincinnati. It was it was the phone was started with that number. Here's something weird. On Saturday, on Saturday the 8th, which is, ironically the same day that Matt got out. But the person called the phone number and got the voicemail and said that it didn't sound on the voicemail that the name was Matt. And I sent you the name of what he thinks it is, just to let you know. Does that mean that it's not him? I don't know.
Well, you asked me if I knew an Aaron.
Right, 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 right. I
While I
was
was
gonna.
on vacation, I did a morning live one morning while I was on the beach, and somebody named Aaron, who was down there at the same beach I was, friended me on TikTok. He actually went to school with my brother and Jennifer. When we were texting, he said he was from Ohio. He went to Little Miami, and I was like, "You probably knew my siblings or know my family." And when I told him my maiden name, he kind of like got shocked. So I gave him my number. He called me. His number does not match with the number that called me today.
Okay.
And when you mentioned the name Aaron, I messaged him asking him if he called me from a different number, and he goes, "No, ma'am." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, I'm doing some other digging to find out. I'm not gonna say what I'm doing, but I should have verification, okay, as to who that number is assigned to in a little while, and by that, like maybe tomorrow or so. So, hold on to that voice. Now they didn't. They just hung up. There was no voicemail or anything, right?
No, because I answered it, and it was
Right.
a woman talking, and I heard a male in the background right before they hung up. Because when I said that's my maiden name, the male said something like it was mumbled, and then the phone call disconnected.
Well, I'll tell you the only reason why to me it's a little too ironic is that that phone number was activated again on Saturday. That phone number is from Cincinnati. So there's something going on there. From what I was told, it's a prepaid phone. It's not like under contract, with like an AT&T or Verizon. But I'm gonna do a little more background on it, And I want to thank the person. I don't know if the person's in here, but thank you for doing what you've done so far. I appreciate, your help with this. But, if do you guys remember, everybody in the chat, didn't Jen say a while ago that somebody sent her an older phone because she wanted to get another phone and get a new number on it? I mean, we know that she has the new Samsung phone. We know that. We know she has her old number. But I'm wondering if she said that she had gotten, I seem to remember her saying somebody was sending her a phone that they weren't using anymore. And I'm wondering if she reactivated that phone for Matt.
I know that the Aaron that I talked to on the second, the only reason why I ended up meeting him was because he was at Myrtle Beach and saw my live that I did that morning.